That is YouTube does not mean that you're just going to abandon it.
So you promoted on YouTube or outside?
No, outside of YouTube. You need to drive traction. I have people that have had their channel grow from nothing to because they had one viral, even on YouTube itself. Okay. Just by posting shorts. Don't say, oh, because somebody watched this one, I'm not going to post tomorrow. I started the channel it's barely a week now.
Okay.
And I literally started it with a film I had made close to 10 years. I made it in 2016. And yeah, one of the first film on it has like 10K views now.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to another fresh edition of Movies Uncut. My name is Adon Paparella, and today we have with us a sensational actor. I'm a fan of this guy, and my guy, and my brother, but you know how it is, man. We got to tell ourselves the truth. When you see your brother doing well, doing great things, he's a fantastic actor, very energetic, fit farm, nice guy, very humble. Ladies and gentlemen, we are with...
Eva! My name is Stan Nze, aka Nze, aka Ichi Bilibili. One of a you getting me now, aka the DJ Bobo, aka Ahana, aka the suspicious guy. You getting me now? And I'm chilling with my guys Don today.
What's popping, my brother?
Good.
Stan Nze, always a delight,
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, for hosting us. We are really, really honored that you could squeeze out time from a very busy schedule. So you're the hot now. You understand?
We did try, and I got it done.
Thank God. Okay, first, congratulations on everything. I've not seen you in a while. Congratulations on the wedding, the marriage, your boy, EMVCA, and many more wins. Absolutely. The ones that don't come and the ones that they come. Congratulations, my brother. You're doing really well, and we're very, very proud of you. So let's get into the business of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I know this guy, Abi. Oyamo could check out some of your films when you don't act.
Today, you go see again. Now my fight with this.
And now you're going to the world to be a better place.
That time was a very rough time in my life, but I'm better now.
No boy. You don't reach here already. Now you say you know me traffic for road. See, now money, then they take me money.
Welcome back. You see, I say this man, not a small man, he's doing big things and he's going to do even bigger things. And we'll be talking about all that on the show today. So Stan, you're welcome. Let's start with up close and personal. Let's meet you.
Stanley Chikebuka Nze is my full name. I hail from Anambra State, Nnewi South, Osumenyi Town, Omoman Village, precisely. I have a degree from Nnamdi Azikiwe University, where I studied computer science. I'm married to Blessing Chinamso Nze, my beautiful wife, and I have a boy, Jibo. I'm from a family of 5. I'm the first. I started acting in the year 2009 professionally. The hustle started before then, but now when we get our small role to act then, and that was when I was still in school. And it's been a journey thus far, and I'm glad for where, I am today.
Oh, that's good. Fantastic. I was actually going to ask you, later on how you started, but thank you for summing that up for us. Now, let's talk about, because you mentioned, so I'm actually a very big fan of your wife too as well.
Okay.
I've seen a couple of her works on Rock TV and a couple of places. She does good movies. And she's a fantastic actor too.
Absolutely.
So it's a good thing you mentioned that. Let's talk. How did you meet your wife?
I met my wife when I met her, she didn't meet me. Or when she met me, I didn't meet her. Okay. So we had met at a film festival, a co-film festival in 2017. It was a film festival, so a lot of actors were there, so I didn't really see her. 2017, my birthday, someone had introduced us. I'd gone somewhere to sell my films, African Magic, and someone there said, oh, she's a producer, and this, the actor, and that's how we got talking. She said I was very loud that day because on my birthday I was getting calls. People were calling me. Fast forward to maybe like 2 months after that. From then, I was just seeing her in events because an industry person and my industry person were just going premieres. We'll meet at premieres, we'll meet at functions, private screenings. The time that we really clicked was I was shooting something for Muyiwa Luko at the time. It was our estate we were using to shoot. And I saw her just walking down the street. She was going to give her hair to one salon there to help her tongue, her hair, all those things. So, and she had hairnets. You know, person will never buy for money. Just someone say, my friend, I hear they stay. He said, yes, they stay. I said, where are your compound? He said, compound. It's like you come into this estate now. You say, oh, this is my house. This is my offer. I said, okay, no, I'll come check you later. You know, when I'm not shooting. It was hectic that I couldn't go. Oh. But the next day I'd come to set and they were not ready. And I said, okay, I go and check this, my friend. I went, checked, knocked on the gate, checked the house. They told me where she was. And I saw her. She was preparing to leave. And I said, you don't get breakfast. So you said she would make breakfast. And then they were ready to shoot. So I couldn't wait for the breakfast. But then what happened is that she brought the breakfast to me on set. Woo! I was even shooting where she brought it. Woo! But they now said, person bring breakfast for you. And I opened it. It was breakfast set for kings. I said, EJ man. And then I called it. It looks like
because it was like this.
Not a bad girl.
They say you go know queens when you meet them, even from the first encounter.
Absolutely,
you will know the queen.
Them.
So I guess from that day you don't know so I don't click.
I don't know some of my wife, but
you know something long time.
And a good girl with this.
So no problem. Now, what kind of spouse would you recommend? What are the qualities you think an actor should look for in a partner or in a spouse?
I think it's very important that whoever you're going to end up with understands the craft, understands acting, and understands entertainment, depending on what the person is. So for me, I've always just known I was going to get married to an actor, radio presenter, TV presenter, model, someone just in the space. It will just sort of demystify some of the questions that people have. Or, okay, why did you guys shoot so late? No, it's not hard for my wife to understand that I come back at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. It's not hard to understand that I'm not going to work today. I'm just recording something today, So I don't need to, so for me, I feel like it will be easier. So I think that's one thing. The person doesn't necessarily have to be in the same field, but they have to understand. They have to be there mentally. You'll probably want to bring them to sets a few times, let them even see and understand how these things are done. So I think that understanding is just very important. Very important. Then look at the person has to love you. I mean, it's love that helps people make excuses. And love is not an easy thing to tell, but you will tell from the way they love themselves and from the way they love others, not necessarily the way they treat you. So do they respect themselves? How do they talk to other people? The waiter that they meet when, you go out on a date. Some things, what are their values?
I think with these qualities alone, I think if you find anybody who possesses this qualities, I think you're good to go. You're on the right track. Now, we're going to go a bit personal, and it might be an uncomfortable territory for you, but it is also, like I said, sometimes these things, because this is life, people learn from other people. There was a lot of controversy as regards the age difference between yourself and your wife. And a lot of people talked about it, but I particularly admire and respect the way and manner you in particular managed it. I want you to share your experience with us, how you felt.
Love, like I said before, love conquers everything. I'm more about the content and not the container. Age is just a number. I was granting an interview that was supposed to be for a film, just like I'm doing now. Or maybe I'm supposed to be promoting Suspicion, for instance, and they don't ask me anything about Suspicion. And it's all my personal life. And how did it come about? Okay. When we got married, a couple of people were on the blogs. You just see people, this 42-year-old woman, this why ain't go marry woman? Just different questions that people say, and that's just the same way I'm explaining to you. I just explain to the person and say, well, I don't care about what anybody is saying. I'm just in love with this woman, and that's how they took it like that, and just put as a caption, why I married my 42-year-old woman. Or my 42-year-old wife. That I can't, and then just blogs. Every blog just carried it, and to me, I'm like, okay, this BBC, these are people I respect so much. I mean, why is this the caption? Why was this just for you to get traction?
It's journalism, basically, you get traction.
And I don't know that I've granted any interview to them, so I'm very simple about interviews. My wife is, and it was more hurtful because my wife is not 42. At the time, I was not 42. Okay. My wife is just 2 years older than me. So it felt like...
You heard it here first. It's just a 2-year difference, ladies and gentlemen. When I see what they do.
So people said I was 32 at the time, and then it was 42. She was 42, so 10 years. It's like, oh, love. And it still encourages a lot of people saying, oh, wow, if this 40-year-old woman can find love. Yeah. And we never really came out to say we're debunking it, and we have never really said so. Because it is what it is. I've not approved the interview. I did not deny it. I did not. So, but regardless of what it is, I've met a lot of people that said, "Oh, I was encouraged by this."
Yes.
Oh,
I know a lot of people.
My wife too is older than me by 10 years, and because of your story, I'm encouraged to go for her. Because there's no yardstick. All these yardsticks we put is a man-made. Yeah. There's no time that God said when a man is getting married to a woman, the woman has 10 years. So it's just fear of control. Fear of respect. People naturally think that when somebody is older than me,
pressure.
I cannot respect. That person will not respect me. I'm the one that's supposed to now be submissive. So one of the ways of yearning and earning submission is that you have to first put the yardstick to older than the person. But if we understand, we have to put down those strongholds and understand that age is just a number. We have 45-year-old men that are still
like children.
Yes, they don't have anything there.
They belong in kindergarten.
So it's not about that. You can see a 25-year-old man that feels, I found love in a 30-year-old woman.
Okay, so let's move on now. You've been married now for
over 3 years.
3 years. I'm going to ask you, even though I can sense it. I'm here. Are you happy?
Absolutely.
Would you take this decision again?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. You can hear this from the horse's mouth. Now, so what's one talent or hobby that most people do not know you have or you possess, that if people knew you had, they would be very shocked?
I feel like everything that I do that is not professional, people probably know I sing.
Aha!
But I think on my page,
sing for us.
When I wake up in the morning, I say you're lovely there. It is like butter, honey from a teacup. You take my breath away. Your pretty little fingers so tender, like pelters from the morning dew. Your laughter, a joy to remember. Heaven has blessed me with you. The very day you came to me, my whole life became brand new, because of you, oh baby. Oh baby, I see love in your smile. I think people that follow me once in a while, they say, "Oh, I've sang," and they say, "Oh, these guys have been singing."
That's actually a fantastic response to the question I asked. You put your mouth.
And then the song "Everybody Loves Jennifer," "Everybody Loves Christmas." I sang in it now. It was just a little
Stan get talent too. So Stan, you've played diverse roles. I've seen you play from action guy to lover boy to Agbero to different things. When you introduce yourself, you show different personas. But which role would you say has been or was your most challenging role, and what production was that?
I have a few of those that I know that stretched me and took me somewhere else. Emela is one of them. It's on Rock TV, on the Euroko TV platform, and there I had to play like a guy who has just lost his father. He came up from NYC camp and he lost his father. His father was electrocuted in the bathroom. And I knew that to get there and feel all the pain of that character, I had to go to somewhere I've never gone to as an actor. Because I never lost my father, I've never lost my mom, everybody, I'm such a happy fellow. But I had to be so sad to film that, to shoot that. Suspicion is one as well. Suspicion because he took me, it was stressful to shoot. It was action, like stressful fight sequences. I had bruises, I had pains on my knuckle that stayed for like a year at the shoot.
Does he walk you?
So because of how tedious and how tasking Suspicion was,
it showed. You showed that you put in a lot of work in that, because I told Tosin the same thing too. I was pretty impressed, with your delivery. My respect for you, for your talent, actually soared. It peaked, because I saw you give everything you have to that role. And it was a brilliant performance.
Thank you.
That's not to say the other characters, they all did brilliantly well too, but you did well. What's the wildest fan interaction you've ever had?
Maybe because sometimes I take those things as like joke. Like, I've had people say, "Oh, I want to be your second wife," or "Please come and have me," or like, yeah, people always say that. Those,
so
like,
you get them in your DM.
Yeah, sometimes I'm live and people are typing there. Yes, I've had people send me nudes to my inbox. Yeah,
your inbox on like Instagram.
Yes, yeah. So and sometimes some of them you can almost tell from without downloading, because most of those messages you have to accept for it to be visible.
Okay.
And most of it I'll just decline. But yeah, it's a jungle out there.
It is.
So,
but have you ever been touched inappropriately? Like you were somewhere and somebody just grabbed you, you know where I'm talking, where it happens to.
No, I don't think I've ever had that.
Has anybody ever, given you an ultimatum like, look, do this or you won't get a role?
No, I've never experienced that.
That's fantastic. I guess you're one of the lucky ones. All right. So what's the most hilarious blooper behind the scene mishap that you've ever had?
It'll probably be there's a film I have on our channel, Blessing of Bassett TV. It's called Husband Man. Yeah, Husband Man. We had like some really hilarious moments from the set. In fact, I don't know why we didn't really record a lot of that, but I know that even the audience, after the film released, they were always like, "We want to see the behind the scenes of this film." We really want.
Okay, tell us some of the things that happened.
Film. I remember this scene that is online, and we have clips of that. So this guy, my character, was a local guy who came from the village.
Okay.
My wife's character, the mom, brought me from the village to get married to her. And there was this scene, she was rejecting it, but she just allowed me to live in the house for a bit. And it seems she was so straight, she said, "Oh, she wanted to get and rest." And I go to her, "Rest in peace." And it's so funny that wasn't in the script.
It wasn't in the script.
Yeah, I just thought about it. She can get and rest. Would it be so hard to tell someone to rest in peace? But it happens to be one of the funniest scenes in the film.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it sounds funny, even as you just said it. Rest in peace. Tell us, what's the biggest challenge Nollywood has right now that needs change like yesterday?
I'll go with the quality of scripts, the writing, the quality of stories.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get you. I see you.
It's not the biggest, but it's one of the. I mean, there are a lot. There's a problem of funding. There's a problem of oversaturated film. Everybody's making a film and all of that. But I think I don't even mind that everybody's making a film, but we need to spend more time developing these films, developing the stories. We have amazing stories. How are they told? What are we saying in them? What are the dialogues like? Do you watch a film and you're motivated? Do you watch a film and you feel like, wow, this line, there's something that is done to me? There are a few of those. But we still have a lot of, we could just make a film.
I know, I get you.
So I think that's one of the things. Writers need to be appreciated more. We need to bring out, allocate proper budgets for writing.
So averagely, how much do script writers get for scripts? Averagely, on the average?
250,000.
250,000 naira.
Yeah, depending on
for a feature length.
For a feature length, depending on where the film is going. On the average, the rest is like charged as much as $1 million. Some people 1.5, depending on the writer.
Averagely,
Yeah, you get a decent writing.
Have people earned any less than that?
Of course. So
some people have actually gotten like 100,000.
Yeah, depending on who the writer is and where. I've had writers that will say, just take it. Let me just. I'm sure if I say, "Oh, I'm going to produce it for free," which I will never do, they will say yes, because a lot of people want their work to be seen.
Okay.
A lot of people want to be heard, and they're looking for a platform to showcase their work.
So scripts basically as cheap as free sometimes.
Depending, and then depending on the quality. It's not like I have had people that have read their script and I'm thinking, "Oh, this is going to be an amazing script," and I read like 10, 20 pages and I'm like, not exactly. It still needs a lot of work. So it depends.
But do you write scripts yourself?
No, I don't write.
Okay,
I don't write.
Okay, but you sometimes help people proofread.
Yes,
for you to be able to judge quality.
No. So I've done class. I've taken courses on writing because to produce you need to.
Yeah,
that's the foundation of everything.
Fantastic. It's a good thing you opened this up because we're going to be talking a whole lot about business.
Okay.
Like I said, I want people to learn from you. I know you act and you produce too. So now that streaming platforms are basically changing the game, how do you think investors can maximize profits in today's Nollywood industry?
First of all, we don't have it all figured out. That's the truth. If I see that I tell you, I know everything, I'll be lying. However, I feel like we need investors who are also passionate about filmmaking.
Okay. Why specifically do we need investors who are passionate?
Because it's a painstaking experience.
Because you have to be willing to wait for a long time.
It's
that's
not like
that's what I was hoping you would just say.
It's not like like we want to sharp in 6 months, 1 year. But the waiting time is a long time. I've had films that we made in 2018 that just came out in 2023. We had some like made in 2019 that's still not out till date. Sometimes you probably don't find the right platform, However, sometimes it's faster, but you have to be willing to say, you know what, I'm passionate about film. I'm willing to wait the time that it takes for this film to be done, because creative work takes time, to be honest. The reason that people are able to say, why is this like that? Why is the story not finding everything? Why is it like, no? It's because we don't take them. It's almost like, we have to go.
Now, this is actually peculiar to Nollywood.
Absolutely.
Because, in the West, in Hollywood, you make your money, and in 1 weekend, you probably, if it does well at the box office, you can recoup at least.
But we also need to so about the fact that it took time to make that film.
That's what I'm saying. So basically, what you're saying now, we're talking about investors, who are passionate, who should be willing to wait because of the peculiarity of our industry. Because it's also good, to let investors know the reason why they need to
wait.
Let's talk about YouTube.
Okay.
A lot of people are making and doing productions on YouTube. I know your wife, you have some productions on YouTube. And so you're going to be helping people learn a couple of things too while we're here. What genre would you say works best for YouTube?
For YouTube?
Yes.
There's a time we just thought it was only comedy that sold in the cinemas.
Yes, I know.
But apparently we were wrong. It was just the only thing we have sampled that did well. So every Tom, Dick, and Abdul wanted to tell
do humor.
Yeah, once you go to the cinema, don't bother. But now people are taking action today, and they say, Nigerians like action. Or they're taking the romance, and people like it. So it just says one thing: we would appreciate the work if it's good work. Like, I'm not a fan of horror films. I'm not a big fan of thrillers. I love a good love story, feel good story. I don't want to overthink. There are a couple of people like that for me. So I feel like every channel should find their audience and find the kind of story, tell the sort of stories that they want their audience to resonate with. But not everybody can like your film.
True.
So you cannot say,
make a film for everybody.
Yeah, you can't make a film for everybody. There are people that are like, it's so cheesy, I don't want to see that. But there are people who are consuming that.
But what I'm asking here is this, because it's not just movie producers who are watching now. We talked about investors too. And in your opinion, right now, this is what you do. Which genre do you think is appealing to the most people? That does not mean there aren't an audience for other genres, but we're just saying, like, which genre do you think people? You have conversations with.
Well, with the demographic that mostly have their phones right now, the Gen Zs and the youth, so to speak, they love. People are looking to get married. People are looking to
romance.
Romance. Yeah, people are looking to find a husband. People are looking to find a wife. They're looking for tips. So I feel
you're gonna be need some loaf.
Yeah, so I think that it's just easier to think that sells more.
Okay.
But I still don't want to put it in the box.
No, it's okay. I get you. You made it clear. We have a dynamic audience now.
Absolutely.
But there is always the most popular. Even in Hollywood, they have these conversations.
And naturally, people always say that love sells. Yeah, whether in Hollywood, in Nollywood,
love sells,
it's almost like, But I'm for good stories.
Good stories. We agree with you. We're with you. Now,
okay.
You have a YouTube channel. The wife has one too as well. And you're both producing.
Yes.
Share some strategies that could help people, because I was talking to a budding filmmaker who's actually very talented just last week. In fact, how the conversation even started was because I stumbled upon one of his works and I was so blown. But when I checked the number of views, he had little or nothing there. So we know that there are certain factors: SEO optimization, using proper thumbnails, the right captions or titles, using some hashtags too as well. But we want to hear from you. What works for you? What do you guys? What are some of the things you do, measures you take to ensure that you get traffic? That comes to not just your content but your channel too as well.
For the films that were really released that did well is mostly the fact that First of all, we're consistent, and then we promoted the work. That is, YouTube does not mean that you're just going to abandon it.
So you promoted on YouTube or outside?
No, outside of YouTube. You need to drive traction.
So what platforms did you use in promotion?
Facebook. There's the Facebook. So grow your platforms.
Okay.
If you don't have a platform, collaborate with people who do.
Okay.
You know, so there's Facebook. There are people who post post movies on Facebook, trailers, short clips, and now to drive people. TikTok is probably the easiest. Yeah. You don't need to be a celebrity on TikTok to go viral.
Yeah, because the algorithm.
Yeah, so it just favors everybody.
Yeah, because so long as you engage.
Yeah, just keep posting as you're. Just stay consistent on TikTok. You can have I have people that have had their channel grow from nothing to because they had one viral, even on YouTube itself. Okay. Just by posting shorts. Don't say, oh, because somebody watched this one, I'm not going to post tomorrow. I started a channel on. It's barely a week now.
Okay. Our YouTube channel?
Yes, called Love Story Media.
Okay.
And I literally started it with a film I had made like close to 10 years. I made it in 2016.
Okay.
You know, and that's what I just dropped there. We're going to launch on the 20th of April. That's
the channel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's that Sunday. But I just started just putting things there, just testing the waters, putting the sort of content I want people to eventually see, whether old, new, so the small, short videos, just put it there until we're eventually ready to launch. You know, and yeah, one of the first film on it has like 10K views now. You know, so but also I'm not just sitting down, I'm just creating little content and telling people, oh, I have a channel. I'm going to create something today. So go there, subscribe.
And do what you have.
Create awareness about it. Ask my friends. I'm not even asking my friends support yet. I'm just using my own platform, what I get, to just even push it. And then when I'm eventually ready, I'm going to get people there because you need traffic. And for Facebook, just like any platform, the more your insight, the more you keep the activity going, the more that the algorithm knows that you are in touch with this channel and they keep just promoting and recommending it.
That's people. Fantastic. So you just heard, I mean, this is he's a YouTuber too, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he's making movies. So for those of you young filmmakers out there wondering how these people are, doing numbers on YouTube, you just heard from.
Someone might say, oh, you have the following, you have this, you have that. But I mean, you can collaborate with people who do. Okay. You might need to raise some money for promotion.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, so instead of saying, yeah, exactly.
All right, so basically you have to put in the work and you have to invest too as well. So now let's talk about quality. Now, a lot of people have complained about the quality. Some of the films, they say that, in fact, I don't know if this is an appropriate thing to say. I know that at a particular point in time, people would say Asaba movies, they would use it from a derogatory perspective to say that those films, are not of premium quality. People are beginning to say, I mean no disrespect to anybody, no pun intended, now for the film industry. Now they talk about. So they are saying that there is like an Asaba YouTube now as well, that the quality of the films are getting really bad, that almost everybody, seems like an open and welcome tea party. Everybody has come to the table and there's some poor
sadly, some people see it as cheap entertainment. Some people feel like, oh, you're not paying for it anyways, So while the audience will say, oh, but my data, I'm paying for data. So, but in all, I feel for the audience, just find a channel that works for you.
Works for you.
Even in the low quality movies.
So leave low quality movies for people who like low quality.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't complain.
Yeah, find the channels that have kept the standard, and there are a few of them. There are not a few. There are lots of them that you probably feel like. I've had movies we dropped on channel, and people are like, this should be on streamers. This should be in cinema, because they also feel like this is too much for us.
Yes, now.
Like, why is this movie here? Because even the audience feels like, just give us the abandoned ones. Give us, but that's not. A good movie is a good movie. They say there are no old movies or there are no new movies. It's just either good or bad. That is on YouTube does not make it bad or shouldn't make it low standard. A good camera is a good camera, great sound, because what are the qualities of
and knowing how to work the good camera too.
Yes, it's good. So I want to see good picture, I want to hear good sound, I want to have good stories, give me great actors, even if they are not the box office actors.
A-list.
Yes, but they're actors who can act. So I feel that's what you should watch out for when you're watching.
I feel you of that. Okay, so what are your thoughts on skit makers, influencers, playing lead roles for production value? Who is a skit maker? A skit maker is an actor who probably didn't get an opportunity to be in big film and went to build their brand on social media. So if they eventually build a brand and they're going to play lead in a film, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, because this producer wants to sell their film. This producer is in business to get numbers. So
there's no
production value is anybody's right.
Absolutely, you cannot say because
if you know, I've heard this debate in a couple of places, and when they have these conversations, I always wonder why nobody ever talks about the actual skill of
that they have.
skate makers. Yeah. Some of these guys are really talented.
Yeah, some of them even studied theater arts.
Years going for auditions, and nobody gave them a chance. And they created their own opportunity for anything. We should be commending them.
Absolutely, I agree.
And think about it. Today, a lot of actors now are making skits to survive.
Absolutely.
Because there's really not as much work as it used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you can't say...
So what will you say now about the actors who are doing skits now?
So that's what I'm saying. There's no rule. If a musician can act,
let him act.
Well, Beyonce is acting and singing. Yeah. So it's talent. I'm just worried about, does the person have talent?
We cannot ask ourselves questions and answer. So sometimes it's always good, when we ask questions and we get perspectives from people who are also in the sector. Because we got to know you as an actor, and one would expect you to sit on the other side of the fence by saying that you are not feeling cool about it, because I've heard some actors say skit makers, influencers are taking our roles. They're taking our roles.
Nobody, anything that I'm meant to play.
I'm going to ask you this, and I want you to give me an honest answer. Do you think Nollywood industry is mature enough for actors to earn royalties from their works?
I've had films that I earn royalty from. Okay. I have, for instance, Suspicion. I've had films I signed.
So besides your actual pay, your fee, your acting fee, and royalties. Shout out to Tosin Ego. Yeah. Tosin Ego, shout out to you for setting the standard.
So it's...
I remember they carry last.
I know they carry that. So okay,
it's
not really. You
are going to mention some of the other movies. Please mention them. Let's give them their flowers.
I've actually had some people that said they would, and they didn't go through. They didn't come through.
And it was in your contract. You signed.
Yeah, some of them were verbal. Some of them
were verbal. They didn't keep the gentleman agreement.
They didn't. So it all depends on who is producing.
Which ones you don't earn from? Mention their. Let's give them their flowers. Which movies have you earned royalties from?
So far, it's Suspicion.
Only Suspicion. Only my brother Tosin Ego.
To be honest,
Suspicion. You need to give Tosin a gift.
I need to, right? Yeah, just
Suspicion. You need to give Tosin a gift. Tosin is setting a standard. He's raising the bar.
But that's also the fact that they respect. They respect.
But me no come out from focus. You see a manual lens with him shoots.
I don't come out.
You see there. So far you were saying.
So the thing about it is about respecting the craft and respecting the actor. I've had some other people that said, "Oh, we're giving you percentage." I have some other films that are like that, but probably the royalties are not ready or not sold. It just happens that Suspicion is the first movie I've done that has probably been acquired, and
Tosin Ego, continue.
So we're very ripe. There's nothing, you don't need to be ripe for it. It's just for you just to say, oh, we can afford this actor, or we cannot afford to make this film without having to give people 1%, 2%. Even if they could, but I have films too that I'm making that I'm collaborating with writers. I'm saying, okay, this is how much I can pay now. Let me give you 1% of the film. And
so you are also following in that tradition.
If we say you cannot chop alone,
your wife go Nonzo, she did one.
Absolutely.
She did pay royalty.
Absolutely.
So why you not mention her name? We could give her flowers.
She know they pay me royalty.
They not be only you now. We talk to your wife, they pay royalty. So we give Nonzo her flowers too.
Absolutely.
Round of applause. Yeah. People raise the standard, raise the bar. So tell us, what are some of the measures you think an investor should take or put in place, having things put in place to ensure that they recoup at least their invested capital?
I mean, research about who you're investing with.
Okay.
I mean, you need to know whoever you're investing with, very well, because I also feel that some people they've come to sell the Nollywood dream to them, and they didn't even have enough research.
They come to investigate, to research.
It's like, okay, let's just do it. Studies. So background check. What have they done? What's their history? What films have they done? What did they do that came out? Get a contract. And if as much as possible, be part of the process. What script are you making? Don't just make the film because you feel like, anything they make. No, like, what are we talking about? What issues are we? What's the story like? What are going to be the elements of this film? The people that have done 1 billion. What did they have in the film? What was the film? Those questions as to just drop in there. That's what I'm saying. Investors that are passionate about it are the ones that be able to do it.
Yeah,
if you're not really passionate about it, just put money. You can just put your money anywhere else.
So what are your thoughts on the current trend of soft porn in movies?
It's just the notion that sex sells.
Okay.
People want to make money.
All right.
Any quick way to, in the time that it was not even soft, there was a time that was shooting in Nollywood, but YouTube had to somehow. In the time it was almost like any film, there was porn on, So, and it's hunger. People just want to make money. It's not like they enjoy it so much, but anything that you give them views and give them the dollars, so I'm not, I will not do.
You don't subscribe to
I don't subscribe to it. If I'm going to do a movie for you, I need to know, even if there's going to be a kissing role in it, or I need to know why. Why are we this scene now? What is this for in the film? What is this? But I've never really gotten into it. It's just all about negotiation. Okay. Like if you're asking an actor to do certain things and they're going to do it, they will do it for a fee, or they will tell you that this is.
So in Nollywood too, that applies to as well.
Yes, yeah. So when because that's why you always say, let me see what are we doing in the film to know, okay, how much is going to be my fee. Okay. If it's something you as an actor is open to. If you are not open to it, then there's no cause for even a conversation. It's alright, I'm just gonna pass on the film.
Sure. Because I understand in Hollywood too, it also applies to even the royalties that you get. It's not just even with the acting fee. So you're still going to keep earning more
because everybody's seeing your nudities.
So as they chop the abuse, they get money for that forever. So it's sweet. All right. So now, what's the one thing that Nollywood directors do that if you had your way, you would stop today?
I've worked with directors and I've had different experiences with them.
Okay, so what bad experience have you had? You don't have to mention name of director.
Yeah, I've had to work with a director that didn't want to take my input as an artist.
Okay, because I've heard this. This is a general complaint.
But it's not a general complaint, because I also worked with directors that made it so soothing. I'm sorry to also mention Tosi Ego. It felt like working. That's why the film is so good, because Damola too from In Block.
Okay.
I feel like
Damola In Block.
Yeah, Damola is one director that I've also worked with that listened so much. I was ready to say, because it takes a lot of humility to say, you know what, that's not my idea, but
let's go with it. Yeah.
Because as a director, you won't make it be, so you don't get your mood board. You don't get so. That's why I want time. And sometimes it's not probably not the best way to run the scene. So I've had directors that say, director, this thing don't really make sense. So because if you're asking me to come in and sit down almost immediately, I feel like I should say this. And I've had directors that even said, "Stand!" I said, "Give me that, sit down."
Are you talking? I heard it worry me. I heard it.
And so I could just do like
so now we don't deal with. So you see, now it's a good thing you brought this up, because I heard a lot of actors, complain about this. That there are some directors you work with and they don't want to take your input. My wife is an actor, and my wife has also complained about this too. At some point in time,
but she also has worked with actors.
Yes, worked with directors that also.
That's what I'm saying. There's a guy called
Paul Otomi. Yes, Paul Otomi. Yes, yeah. I've heard great things about him. I heard he's a very fantastic director. He listens to as well. And that's a good thing. So what are your thoughts on the new Nollywood versus old era? What are your thoughts?
I don't think there's any dichotomy.
Okay.
Nollywood has just evolved.
Okay.
Because they cannot be the old without the new.
Without the new.
And they cannot be the new without the old.
What can we learn from the old era? And what could we do without right now in the new?
For personally, one of the things I miss about the old Nollywood, so to speak, is the authenticity. How authentic the stories were, where we're just trying to tell beautiful stories and, impact lives. And we're not thinking of numbers and who is watching and all of that. So I think right now there's so much demand on numbers. What do we need to put? Who do we need to put? Yeah. Who do we need to put in the film to give us 1 billion? And which is the business of filmmaking. So, but that sort of takes away from the creative. Can you really say, this person, this is how the person looks? And kudos to Timini Egbosom. I mean, this new film, Real Love.
Yes.
An absolutely, totally new actor, that played the lead role. And, her journey, her story. If not for anything, because of that singular reason, I'm a big fan of the film. So it's that authenticity that we need to. It's still with some movies, but we need to keep that. We need to tell authentic Nigerian stories. Right, but I was going to also say, okay, right now we can do without the numbers.
Okay.
But it is what it is. Everybody
is business. You have to make money. And we're putting in more money now than they used to.
So you cannot say, and the more people are employed, back in the day, if one person is shooting, almost everybody's on their set. All the actors will say, this one person they shoot. You know, because more it's involved, like I said.
It's an industry now.
It's an industry, so you can, and it's going to even get better.
Okay, who are some of your favorite actors from the old Nollywood? Who are some of your favorite actors?
You see, when you say old Nollywood, I just think they're still actors, because that's in another 50 years time.
And you know why? Do you know why we say
in another 50 years time? I don't want to be addressed as old Nollywood.
Well, that's up to the take. If they address you then, any way you like to. What I'm just saying is this: it makes no sense that you still see the likes of Brendan Fraser.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you still see the Michelle Pfeiffers. You still see the Charlize Theron.
Absolutely.
You know, you still see some of these people in their 50s, in their 60s. I mean, Al Pacino. They're still being featured in movies.
Absolutely.
You know, why don't we have more of that? Those things actually in the same school of thought that we need to carry these guys along for different reasons. So I don't want to digress first. I want you to first tell me some of those guys that you miss, that you used to really love, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Well, some of the ones I really love are still, very much active.
So tell about them. RMD, okay?
RMD, I love Stella Damasus, and she's still making movies.
Okay.
I feel like it never really dies. If you as an artist wants to remain relevant or wants to be in the field, there are ways to. I just feel like it's almost this dichotomy that people are bringing that it's almost like, I don't know how this train has left me.
It's a good thing you mentioned.
We need to be able to mingle. Come to the AMVCAs. You don't need to be in the movies to come. You're an artist. I mean, so.
It's a good thing you mentioned the AMVCAs. I shout out to the AMVCAs. I'm happy with some of the categories that appreciate some of these people. I mean, I saw the likes of Abele Okaro, who actually won an award. It wasn't a recognition award. She's very relevant. She's one of my favorite actors, actually. Abele Okaro. She nails it all the time. Everybody knows I got mad love for that woman. She does it when she does it well. But you mentioned Stella Damasus, and you said she's still relevant.
Yeah.
But Stella Damasus, her latest effort is a movie that I think she's producing. That's
but she's also been in
a
movie. She's in a movie with Kemi Adetiba.
Stella Damasus still looks beautiful.
Absolutely.
We should see. I want to see these young producers feature the likes of Stella Damasus, Genevieve Inaji, Omotola Jalade, Regina Askia, Hanks, and
how many of them want to be in?
They want to. They want to be featured. And you need to understand something, because you mentioned something about, coming to the AMVCAs. You can't come to the AMVCAs if you're not invited. And the truth is, there are a lot of people, even in Nollywood, a lot of relevant people that don't get those invites. Let's be honest with ourselves.
But
there are a lot of relevant people, not talk of people way visible.
But Zidane, I don't still think that's an excuse.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying that, look.
You need to make yourself visible. Like Grace Armour, for instance, is always on my timeline. And I have a mental note. But why you know they see Grace Armour for fame? That's what I'm saying. I have a mental note.
Thank God you mentioned that.
It's not even a, I'm not saying it so that I will impress you.
I know, no. You don't. You're not that kind of person.
Actors for Love Stories. Her name is the first on the list.
Oh, on your list?
Yes.
Grace Armour, shout out.
Because
Grace Armour my person.
Why? Because I see her on my timeline.
Yes.
She might not be acting on the movies, but she's still there. She's still trying to post a picture or two. Yeah. Because out of sight is out of mind. We not be witch, we not be wizard. Because I won't help one old Nollywood person, I'll come say, oh Lord, let me go and dig up. Because we're still in business, we're trying to do the numbers. No, so there are a couple of people that are like me that say, okay, this person fits this character I want to tell. They might not give me the numbers. They actually might give me the numbers, but I will still take that chance. But there are not a lot of people like that. However, these people still need to position themselves and not make it look as if it's going to be a
So guys, you have made a very valid point, and this is why we have these conversations. You've made a very valid, very salient point. Please, people want to work with you. Make yourself relevant.
Accessible.
I will keep fighting this fight
put it on
behalf of you.
Put it on your bio.
That you're looking to act
at Grace Armour at Gmail for booking. Make it
post. Do some posts on Instagram, on TikTok.
They're not too old to do monologues. It's acting. I'll do monologues. Just put a pin it up there. Say, oh, there are healthy ways of saying that I want to act without actually saying, come and give me work. So yes, that's what I mean.
Okay, so what advice would you give to any actor as regards financial stability? And just tie that up with Nollywood actors are really rich. Because the client table they see on the show for Instagram, not smart.
How many things will they show?
No, that's why we ask. You they see some of the cars.
How many people?
So let's say this lady bought one car worth about, was it 200 million? I've been
how many ladies? Not be one lady you call her.
Now that one I see. They have many now. But actors really rich.
Rich is relative. There's nothing absolutely wrong with buying a new ride because we need it for the business. However, you need to balance it out. Investment. I remember my in-law, I know sometime last year I was going to buy this car and I said, okay. And he said, Stan, if you bring out this money to buy this car, how much would you have left? I'm like, if you don't get anything, that's not a wise decision.
You are giving advice.
Yes. How about you push this money elsewhere that would multiply, and then you can drive something smaller. And that doesn't mean that you're not rich. It's just that people are not seeing that you have the money. Yeah. And I feel like riches has to leave. It moves from the point of you just announcing to people that I have it to the point of just financial freedom and knowing that I'm wealthy without having to prove a point to you. I'm building generational.
A young guy told me to actually ask you this question because a lot of people are coming into or going into entertainment because they believe that there's money there.
There's money
because the lifestyle.
And that's not to say there's money, but that you don't know the people that have money by how much of the things they post or the things they say they have. That's not the real yardstick for who is rich and who is not. There is money, however, you have to grow. You don't come into an industry today feeling that you're going to start earning $1 million or $2 million per film. You have to grow the ranks. You have to push up. You have to get wisdom, build a brand that people can sell. So it's relative. There are people that have been in the industry. I had to pay my dues. I was here for long. I had times I wanted to throw in the towel because I felt like
nothing was happening here.
I still collect 1K from my mom to go audition. Sometimes you go out, drink.
What year was this?
As I still 2015, 2014.
You really collect 1K?
Yeah, 2012. My audition era.
Thank God, we've come a long way. God is faithful, man.
We have indeed.
These are the stories we're talking about.
You make money from a film.
So basically, what you're saying now, when we're talking about this whole perception of actors rich, being wealthy, that there's a chance that that's not really the case because we want the young actors to know, and it's best to hear from you.
Wealth is built. You might make money from a film now if you don't save it and you don't keep it or you don't invest it. Right? You will blow it. You will be done, and it's all over. So I don't want you coming to Nollywood and feeling like Nollywood is a money-making venture. Just like every business, it takes hard work, diligence, it takes consistency. It might take you a 5-year journey, it might take you a 6-year journey, it might take you 1, it might take you 6 months. We all have our different journeys. But don't say because it took Stan 9 years, it will now take me 10. It doesn't matter. Just believe in yourself, hold on to God, and come with an open mind. Make sure you're talented.
Save more.
Yes.
Invest. What Nollywood film have you watched multiple times? Like any recent Nollywood film, you couldn't just watch it. You watch it once, you watch it again, and you keep loving it each time you see it.
Suspicion had an effect.
Yay! Not because you're a part of it.
No. Suspicion. The Meeting.
Oh, The Meeting.
Mildred of Poor. The Meeting.
That's a good move. That's a good film.
Living in Bondage.
The new one or the new
one. The new one.
Something you know now that you wish you knew that you think would have been very helpful or impactful in your career.
Maybe I wouldn't have depended on people a lot. I had the time I went to Asaba, and it was almost like, this move, I don't blow here, I don't go blow.
Okay, you went to Asaba, you stayed there?
Yeah, I was there for a while. I just wanted to do off and on.
What was the longest you stayed at any?
Maybe 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just want to be in a film, and
What year was this?
This was 2014, 2013 into 14.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember it was December into January 2014. and I did a couple of movies, and it still contributed.
Can you mention the names, titles?
I was in Black Baggers. Okay. I was in Father Monster. Okay. I was part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.
These were all in Asaba.
Yeah, just all the
Asaba movies then.
Yes.
So Black Baggers. Asaba boy at some point in
White Cats.
Oh.
I did some of those. Yeah.
I'm going to find these posters. I'll put them. All right, so now let's talk about your project that you're working on.
So I have something that is done that I'll be releasing pretty soon.
Oh, what's the title? Tehillah.
Yes.
Are you going to give us some trailer or something that we can show?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So that at least you can be seeing it now. Okay, guys, check out the trailer.
I'll donate my eggs to you, and I will carry your baby.
It stars myself, Majid Michelle, Blessing Obasanze, Ivye Okujai.
Okay, Ivye.
Yes.
Ivye in Abuja again.
Yeah, we shot in Abuja.
Shot in Abuja. But I think a lot of people are shooting in Abuja now because, for obvious reasons. I don't have suspicion too now.
Some of it.
Some of it, yeah. You shot some in Lagos. Yeah. So let's say you had the power to stop one of these 3 people from acting forever. Which one of them would it be? Omaomi Dada is one. Viola Davis is one. Blake Lively is the 3rd one. Which of these 3 people you go use your superpower stop from acting?
Blake Lively.
When I mentioned Blake Lively, I know I made it easy for you for obvious reasons. So Stan, any parting words for your fans?
Thank you guys for always supporting my work. Thank you for always just being there. You consume everything I release. I really appreciate it. I love you guys from the depth of my soul. Nigerians worldwide, thank you. Go and subscribe to my channel, Love Story Media. Of course, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already.
No, go mention Madam channel.
Blessing Obas TV channel as well. Nze's channel,
That's enough channel. Thank you. All right, so Stan, thank you so much for talking to us. We really appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, you just checked out another edition of Movies Uncut. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found value from it. Share this. Subscribe to the channel, Rella in TV. Like this. Tell somebody about it. Tell somebody about Stan Nze's new movie, Tehillah, coming out pretty soon. Tell somebody about Zidane Paparella. You just say we did try. All right, so we'll come your way again with another fresh edition of Movies Uncut.
Hip-hop!